Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Anna. I'll be your guide into the world of the Russian language. I'm a native Russian speaker and a teacher of English to Russian speakers. And a couple of years ago, I got qualified as a teacher of Russian as a foreign language. So I thought that it might be a good idea if I started teaching Russian to you, my viewers, here on YouTube. In my videos, I'll be speaking English. I believe it's the best way to address as many of you as possible. Of course, we'll have plenty of examples in Russian, but I'll explain everything in English. The last thing I'd love to say before we proceed to your first lesson is that I want to apologize for any mistakes I can make speaking English. And now to your first lesson of Russian. And today we start with the Russian alphabet, of course, the basics. It's called Cyrillic, Kirillitsa, and it has 33 letters. Some letters will look familiar to you and some will look and sound strange. So the whole alphabet goes like A, B, V, G, D, E, Ё, Ж, Z, I краткое, К, Л, М, Н, О, П, Р, С, Т, У, Ф, Х, Ц, Ч, Ш, Щ, твердый знак И, мягкий знак Ю, Я. But we normally don't say like this. When we want to remember how the alphabet goes, we say it in a quicker manner, avoiding this F, R, S. We say the sounds, not the names of the letters. We say the sounds that these letters produce. So we say A, B, V, G, D, E, Ё, Ж, Z, I, К, Л, М, Н, О, П, Р, С, Т, У, Ф, Х, Ц, Ч, Ш, Щ, твердый знак И, мягкий знак Ю, Я. So now let's speak about the letters that might look familiar. It's like your A in the word car, for example. K, like C in car or K in kite, but we don't aspirate it. Actually, we don't have aspiration in the Russian language. M, like in mother, or like in not, T, like in tram. But when we say T, we hit the front teeth with the tip of the tongue, and when you say T, you hit the alveolar ridge. So hit the right place with your tongue if you want to pronounce T correctly in Russian. In general, I believe that the Russian sounds are harder and flatter. That's why if I want to pronounce these words with a hard Russian accent, they would sound like car, mother, not, trem. So if you know these letters, you can read these words already. Кот, там, мама, ток, том. We also have letters that look familiar but sound different. V, like V in violet. N, like N in never. R. I know this sound amuses a lot of native English speakers. Maybe it's like your R in roll, but as you can hear, it's harder and brighter. So with a hard Russian accent, this word would sound like roll. S, like S in street. U, like the sound that double O make in goose. H, like H in home, but way harder. So once again, with a hard Russian accent, it would be home. Of course, Russian has a lot of letters which are unique and you don't see them in a Latin alphabet. B, like B in brother, but it's less explosive. So with a hard Russian accent, it would be brother. G, like G in grandma, grandma. D, like D in dozen. Y, like A in man or E in 10, but way flatter. So with a hard Russian accent, it would be мен и тен. Yo. This letter is usually transliterated into English with Y, O. I don't know any words with this combination of letters. Or maybe yolk, желток. Am I right? I guess I'm right. So in Russian, you can see it in a word like ежик, же. This letter looks like a butterfly and it gives the sound that you may compare to the sound that you have in measure. But in Russian, же is always hard. Z. It's like Z in Zoom. E, like double E in keep or I in kin. L, it's like L in English in the word love. Where? It's like P in pipe, but we don't aspirate it. So in Russian or with a Russian accent, it would sound like pipe. F is like F in find or PH in Philip. Find Philip. C. That's a special one. I think that in English it is usually translated as TS. For example, like in cats. It's always hard. One of the things that we need to remember about this letter that it always gives a hard sound. Che, like CH in chess, and it's always soft. Sha, like SH in shower, but it's way harder. So in Russian, it would sound like shower. This letter is also only hard. We cannot pronounce it in a soft way. Sha, this is closer to your shower, the sound that you have with SH in the word shower. And in Russian, this letter always gives a soft sound. Uy, the famous one. To pronounce it, you need to go deep in your throat. You must feel it somewhere here. And it's like E in English because your E is also somewhere deep in your articulatory setting. Is that right? But you need to go a little bit down, and somewhere here you will find the sound U. What you need to know about this letter is that we never start words with this letter in Russian. It's only somewhere in the middle and mostly closer to the end of the word. Like, for example, коты. It's cats in English. The plural form of кот, коты. Кот, singular, коты, plural. Like A in man or E in 10, but also a little bit deeper in your throat. Man, then, you. Sounds like you, but way flatter. Yeah, it's like YA, and maybe the word where you can find a similar sound is yummy. I know yummy is YU for some reason. I don't know why. But the sound yummy is close. Yeah, yummy. Yeah, yeah is close to our Russian ya. Ya is the final letter of the Russian alphabet. And I remembered that I forgot about one, which is ikratka, but in words, we pronounce it like y. As far as I know, it's a semi-consonant, semi-vowel. And you can hear it in words like boy. So it's like Y in English when you end the word with Y. Boy, toy, joy. So you can hear it, but your Y sound at the end of boy is not as prominent as in Russian. Y. Yeah, it's very, very hard again. And in Russian, with a Russian accent, it would be like boy, toy, joy. We also have two letters that have no sound at all. These are the hard sign and the soft sign. Words never start with these letters. These letters don't have their own sounds, but they change the pronunciation of the letters that are around them. For example, мел, мель, кон, конь, угол, уголь. The hard sound, as you may guess, makes the sound of the consonant that precedes it hard, like обедать, have lunch, and объедать. It's like gorge when you eat food so that there is not enough food left for others. Or съемка, which is uh, a colloquial way to name somebody whose name is Simeon. So Simeon can be Сёма, Сёма, and Сёмка is like you can call it a friend or a relative when you have good relationships with them. So Сёмка or съемка, which is filming or making a video. Okay, guys, I believe that's it for today. If you want to continue learning Russian in a simple, friendly way, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.